Hello dear students, this is Professor Saurabh Deshpande from Tulips Academy and welcome to the online lecture series for Maharashtra Engineering Services preliminary examination and our subject is engineering mechanics and this is my third video in this series. In the previous video we have seen the process of resolution of the force and we have seen the types of resolution, that is perpendicular resolution and non-perpendicular resolution, and we had started with the perpendicular resolution. In the perpendicular resolution, we have seen the process of resolving the force along two perpendicular directions, that is along x-axis and along y-axis. According to rules of the quadrant, the component x component may act along a positive direction or negative direction, and same for the y-axis. If the force is tensile, then how to resolve it, and if the force is compressive, then how to convert it into the tensile by using law of transmissibility of force, that we have seen in the previous video. So if you have not watched my previous video, please go to my channel, subscribe to my channel and watch my last video so that you will link that video with my current video. Now in this video, we will see how to numerically find out values of the components of the force. In the previous video, we have seen the process of resolution, and in this video, we will see the numerical values of the components. And for that purpose, we will need the trigonometric identities. We must know the two basic trigonometric identities, not two. We must know three trigonometric identities, that is sine theta, cos theta, and tan theta. These three trigonometric identities are very important to numerically calculate the components. Okay, so we will see the same example which we had considered in the previous video. So let me assume that this is my quadrant system. This is positive x-axis, this is negative x-axis, positive y-axis and negative y-axis. This is first quadrant, second quadrant, third quadrant and fourth quadrant, and for the sake of simplicity we will consider the tensile force in the first quadrant. So this is my origin, this is my tensile force in the first quadrant. Let me call this magnitude of this force as F. This force is a resultant force because as per the definition of the resultant, we have seen that a resultant is the single force which can replace all the forces in the system. So this is a single force which will replace effect of all other forces in the system without changing their effect on the object. So therefore this will be the resultant force. Now what is our task? We know the magnitude of F. The magnitude of force F is given in the examination, and inclination of this force with any of the axis will be given. Either inclination will be given with respect to x-axis or inclination will be given with respect to y-axis. And by using this inclination that we will call as theta and this magnitude of the force F, please understand that this is only the magnitude of the force. A force is a vector quantity and force is always represented as F bar, that is Fx into I cap plus Fy into J cap plus Fz into K cap. This is actual vector form of the force. But here, as we are dealing with the coplanar system, therefore this last component will be absent here because X component and Y component, these will be the only two components of the force. Z component will be absent here because the effect of the force along Z axis will be 0. Okay, and therefore this will be the vector form. And if you consider F, then F is the scalar form of the force, that is value of the force, magnitude of the force, that's it. So we have given the magnitude of the force and we have given the inclination made by the force with x-axis, suppose. And now we have to find out numerical values of its components. So first of all, we will complete the right angle triangle by using triangle's law of forces. So we have already seen the process in the last video, how to complete the triangle. Okay, so let me complete the triangle first. So this vertical line, I have dropped the perpendicular from tip of the force on the x-axis. So this is my point A, suppose. So this will be from OA will be my x component of the force directed along positive x-axis as per the rule of the quadrant. So this is Fx, and y component will be directed vertically upward as per rule of the quadrant. Let me call this as Fy. And now this right angle triangle is formed because we are dealing with the perpendicular resolution. So obviously angle between two components will be 90 degrees. Now our task is to find out numerical value of Fx and Fy. And for that purpose, we will consider the sine theta and cos theta relationship. So first of all, we will go with the cos theta because we have to find out Fx. Now, if you look at this right angle triangle, cos theta is mathematically given as a ratio of adjacent side and hypotenuse. Cos theta is a ratio of adjacent side and hypotenuse. So if you look at this angle, the adjacent side to this angle is fx because it's a triangle. Okay, we can, if we assume this as a triangle, then fx will be adjacent to theta and hypotenuse of this right angle triangle will be f, and therefore cos theta will be nothing but fx upon f. Now we know the value of f and we know the value of theta. So f and cos theta are known values and we are supposed to calculate fx, and therefore fx is given as f into cos theta. That's it. So this is the magnitude of x component of the force, only magnitude. Vector form of fx is fx bar. That is the dot product of magnitude and unit vector directed along x-axis. That is nothing but I cap. We know that unit vector directed along x-axis is I cap and unit vector directed along y-axis is j cap. And vector form of any vector quantity is a dot product of its magnitude and unit vector directed along that axis. And therefore, according to this law, fx bar vector form can be nothing but a dot product of its magnitude, that is fx, and unit vector acting along x direction, that is I cap. Okay, so if it's asked in the examination, then you must know the vector form of the force also, and therefore I have written here. Similarly, we can find out fy, magnitude of fy, for calculating fy we will use sine theta relationship. So sine theta, we know that sine theta is opposite side upon hypotenuse. So if you look at theta, the side opposite to theta is fy and hypotenuse is f. So therefore sine theta can be written as fy upon f, and therefore fy can be written as f into sine theta. So this is magnitude of fy. And if you have to find out vector form of fy, then you must know the unit vector directed along y-axis and it is j cap, and therefore I can write fy bar is dot product of fy and unit vector directed along y-axis, that is j cap. So this is the vector form of both the components and these are the scalar forms of both the components. Now if you look at the directions, you must write the direction in the bracket. Okay, so look at the direction of fx, it is directed along positive x-axis. So show the direction in the bracket along positive x-axis. And fy is directed vertically upward. So in the bracket, show the arrow in the vertically upward direction. That's it. So this is the precise manner. This is the style in which the components are written. The bracket, the magnitude is written as well as the direction is also shown in the bracket, so that we will get to know the actual direction of the component also along with the magnitude. Okay, so this is the case when F is known to you, that is resultant force is known to you, angle subtended by the resultant force with any of the axes is known to you, and you have to find out the components. In that case, you will go with the sin theta and cos theta relationship. Now, if this angle is given with respect to y-axis, if the same angle is given with respect to y-axis, then these two relationships will get reversed. Now, if the theta is measured with respect to y-axis, then y component will be adjacent to the angle and x component will be opposite to the angle. So now cos relationship will involve fy and sine relationship will involve fx, and therefore both the values will get reversed. So it's depending upon the angle and the axis with which angle is given. So please carefully look whether the angle is given with respect to x-axis or y-axis. Don't remember this formula. This formula depends upon the axis with which the angle is given. So if the angle is given with respect to x-axis, then these are the formulae which are acceptable. If the same angle will be given with respect to y-axis, then you will get the wrong results if you go with this formula. Okay, so please carefully look at the figure. First of all, ensure the angle with which axis it is given and magnitude of the force, and then calculate the values. Now if reverse is the case, if fx and fy are given, if you know the value of fx, if you know the value of fy, and your task is to find the value of f and find value of theta, then what to do? Now this is the second task. This process is called as composition of the forces. This process is called as composition when fx and fy are given, or number of forces are given. There may be 2 forces, there may be 3 forces, or there may be more than 2 forces. Any number of forces will be given, and when you have to replace all the forces with a single force, that process is called as composition of the forces. So here, suppose Fx and Fy are given to you, and your task is to find out the resultant force. Then you have to go with the composition process. And then it is very simple. If you look at this triangle, it is right angle triangle. Fx and Fy will constitute two sides of the right angle triangle, and F constitutes hypotenuse of the right angle triangle. You have given base, you have given height, and you are supposed to calculate hypotenuse. And then it strictly go with the Pythagoras theorem, as you all of know the statement of the Pythagoras theorem. So by Pythagoras theorem, I will write here, by Pythagoras theorem, fx square plus fy square is f square. That's it. F square is fx square plus fy square, and then take the square roots on both the sides. So therefore, square root of f square is f. Square will be cancelled with square root, and square root of entire right hand side will be square root of fx square plus fy square. So this is my formula when fx and fy are given, and I am supposed to calculate f. So I can resolve the forces, and I can also find out resultant of the force system. So in both the ways I can go. And now, how to calculate theta? I know Fy, I know Fx. It means that if you consider theta, then I know opposite side of theta and I know adjacent side of theta. So the formula, trigonometric formula in which opposite side is involved and adjacent side is involved, is tan theta, because tan theta is opposite side upon adjacent side. So if you go with that formula, then you can write tan theta is equal to opposite side for theta is Fy and adjacent side of theta is Fx. So tan theta is Fy upon Fx, and therefore theta is tan inverse of Fy upon Fx. That's it. It's that simple. So these are the numerical values of the forces. Let me summarize in 1 minute, and then we will stop here. The video will be completed. So first we have seen if F is given and theta is given, then how to find out Fx and Fy. So for that purpose, we had taken help of sin theta and cos theta relationships, and then we had used the properties of quadrant. If the force is tensile, then we will resolve the force in the same quadrant that we have seen in the previous video. So the force was tensile, and therefore we had resolved the force in the first quadrant only. So x component was positive and y component was also positive. The triangle law of forces was satisfied. We had completed right angle triangle, and then we had used sin theta and cos theta relationships and find out Fx and Fy along with their directions, and we had seen vector forms of both. Then we have seen the reverse case where systems of the forces was given, and you have to convert that entire system of the forces with a single force called resultant. Okay, your task was to replace all the forces with a single force called resultant. So Fx and Fy was given to you, and you are supposed to calculate resultant of these two forces, that is F. F is the resultant of Fx and Fy, and Fx and Fy are components of F. That is also discussed in the previous video. So you are supposed to calculate F, and therefore by using the Pythagoras theorem, we had calculated F, that is Fx square plus Fy square is F square, and then we had taken the square root of both the sides. So square root of F square is F, and square root of right hand side is root F square plus Fy square, and then we had used tan theta relationship to calculate the angle theta. So here we have seen both the processes, how to find out components by using the single force, and how to replace all the forces with a single force. So if you have any doubt with the process, please comment in the comment box. I will go through that doubt, and if possible, I will answer that in the comment box only, or if possible, I will make the video, separate video on that doubt, and I will reach to you. Okay. If you have not subscribed to our channel, please like this video, subscribe to our channel, and press the bell icon so that you will get the latest update each time we will post the lecture on it. Thank you very much.